Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with women's track and field coach Dana Freeman, senior riding captain Claire Stevenson, and senior men's track and field captain Kevin Sullivan. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington Lee athletics. Sophomore Ron Tassoni earned the wrestling team's first conference title in 13 years, winning the 174-pound bracket at the Centennial Conference Championship at Ursinus. The team placed 6th overall. Riding came in 5th at Hollins and 6th at Virginia, while Claire Stevenson and Laura Lemon recorded first-place finishes at the IHSA Regionals. The basketball teams wrapped up the regular season on Saturday. The men's team fell 68-62 to Randolph-Macon, while the women lost 60-48 at Guilford. Women's lacrosse scored a 12-5 win over 18th-ranked Mary Washington, while the men's team dropped an 11-9 decision to number 15 Denison. Baseball picked up 3 wins over the weekend, sweeping Maine Presque Isle 12-0 and 15-0, and then defeating SUNY Oneonta 8-2. And in track and field, Aaron Jong broke his own school record in the 60 meters, while the women's team recorded a pair of top 10 finishes at the Kent State Tune-Up. With me now is women's track and field coach Dana Freeman. Dana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
On our last program, one of your senior captains, Lee Danhauser, said there's been a seamless transition during your first year as head coach. What has enabled everything to go so smoothly this year?
The young ladies and the rest of the coaching staff has really allowed me to have a smooth transition. Everybody's been on the same page since the beginning of the year, and we're all working toward a common goal of a conference title.
How would you rate the Generals' performances during the indoor season so far?
We've done really well. In track and field, it's a little bit different than other sports. Every single game doesn't add up to your overall record. What you want in track and field is your performances to progress as the season goes along, and that's exactly what we've done.
You've got the indoor championship this weekend, but the outdoor season is right around the corner, starting with the WNL Carnival on March 21st and 22nd. What are your expectations for the team during the spring?
The outdoor season is incredibly short. We only have 3 outdoor meets before our conference championship on April 18th and 19th. I expect that the hard work that we've put in the fall and this indoor season will carry us to a successful outdoor season as well.
First things first, though, what can the Generals accomplish at the indoor championship on Sunday?
When we compete to our potential, anything is possible. It's going to be a very competitive competition between several teams. Unfortunately, we're one of those teams in the battle for a conference title.
Dana, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck at the ODAC Championship.
Thank you.
With me now is Claire Stevenson, senior riding captain from Southampton, New York. Claire, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You and Laura Lemon both recorded first-place finishes at the regional championships this past weekend. What does that accomplishment mean to the Washington Lee program?
I think it's a great step for the team. To have 2 wins at regionals is a really big deal. And even more than that, we had 5 qualifications for regionals this year, which is the most we've had in recent memory. So we had 4 riders qualify for 5 different events. Myself, Laura Lemon, Maya Robbins, the other team captain, as well as Charlotte McGee, a junior. So it was really exciting to have a lot of opportunities in the ring.
How pleased have you been with the team's performances during what turned out to be a very busy February?
We definitely had a very packed together season. We had 3 shows in one weekend to finish out our traditional season, but it was all about momentum. It was all about having a great attitude, because with shows packed so tightly together can really go badly quickly. So I was excited that our team held it together. We had a great attitude, and in a subjective sport, the cards can fall either way, but luckily they fell in our favor and we had some good top finishes.
Give us a quick preview of the Collegiate Cup coming up at the Virginia Horse Center this weekend.
The Collegiate Cup will actually send 2 teams of 3 riders each, so 6 of our riders will compete, and each rider will do a jumping class and a flat class, and the scores add up to a team score. Last year we had a team finish in 4th, which was really exciting, and I'm just hoping our trajectory continues upward, and we're going for the blue this year.
What are the team's expectations for the ODAC Championship in April?
We had a great ODACs last year. We finished in 2nd, which was really exciting, but again, we're going for 1st this year, and I think a lot of that is testament to how much work our coaches, Kendall Baer and Gordon Reistrup, put into the team, and we have a really great rapport with them, and working really hard to get us the best horses that we can to sit on for this ODAC Championship, as well as everybody at the farm who takes care of the horses. We're surrounded by a great team that makes it possible. So it's exciting to go in there and knowing that we're supported really well, and we're going to ride our hardest. We're going for the blue.
Claire, thanks for joining us here. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by Kevin Sullivan, senior track and field captain from Sandwich, Massachusetts. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
What have been the highlights of the indoor season so far for Washington and Lee?
I think a few big individual highlights. Aaron Jung last week breaking his own record in the 60-meter, probably putting him in position to qualify for nationals. Same as Xander Tallman, still running really well in the 400, national qualifier there. And then been really proud of freshman thrower Patrick Robertson. Not really having any other throwers to help him out, and he's kind of learning the weight throw and put himself there in a position to score at conferences and potentially also in the shot put. So he's been a big performer for us.
In a way, track and field is very segmented, so many different events and competitions. How do you and your co-captain, Kane Thomas, provide leadership for such a diverse roster?
Well, it is kind of interesting because, me being a javelin thrower, captain throws team, he's a distance guy. We don't actually have a captain with kind of the core group of runners on a day-to-day basis. Try to make that up in the fall, go to practice like once or twice a week when they're doing the short power stuff that I can do as well. So always providing encouragement in the weight room at the meets, just kind of boosting morale and whatnot. And with the throws team, I'm almost acted as, I guess, a player coach for the javelin throw with Coach Styler having some health issues the past couple of years. So I guess it's a little different than a traditional captain, but that's kind of some of the ways I've tried to provide leadership.
What are the team's expectations for the ODAC Indoor Championship this weekend?
As an athlete, it's always kind of hard or painful to say, we're going into something and not expecting to win, but the nature of track and field, again, is different than other sports. It's not like basketball where your shots could fall one night and the other team goes cold and you have a huge upset. You kind of know relatively where everyone's going to place. So I think just looking realistically at kind of the numbers thus far, we'd be pretty happy with third place, and if we could take second or challenge for second, that'd be great.
The outdoor schedule begins with the W&L Carnival in just a few weeks. What are you most looking forward to about the spring season?
Well, for me, I get to start competing. It's just a javelin throw. I don't actually compete indoor. So I'm really looking forward to competing after 10 months off. Worked really hard in the off season, added like 10 pounds to my frame, trying to get better. So hopefully that pays dividends. And then I think just for everyone, it's nice to kind of be outdoors for the meets in the sun as opposed to cooped up at an indoor track somewhere. So everyone generally, I think, likes the outdoor season a little better.
Kevin, thanks for joining us here. Good luck to the Generals at the ODAC Championship this weekend.
Thank you very much.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. After upsetting 6th seed Randolph in the first round of the ODAC tournament, men's basketball will take on 3rd seeded Guilford in the quarterfinals at the Salem Civic Center on Friday. Baseball opens up ODAC play with a Saturday doubleheader at Lynchburg. Men's lacrosse plays host to longtime rival Washington College, while the women's team meets Franklin and Marshall on a neutral field at St. Paul's School in Maryland. Both tennis teams will face conference foe Randolph-Macon at home. On Sunday, wrestling will compete at the NCAA East Regional at King's College. Men's tennis takes on Johns Hopkins, and the men's and women's track and field teams travel to Hampton for the ODAC Indoor Championship. Also this weekend, the riding team will compete in the Collegiate Cup and Virginia Intermont Classic at the Virginia Horse Center here in Lexington, while men's golf heads to Pine Mountain, Georgia for Barry's Callaway Gardens Intercollegiate. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.